all emotions rise from knowledge, either having it or the lack of it. So when it comes to death, most people think that death is the end of everything. And that is why there is pain and there is a lot of disharmony in your life. Because someone you love and someone you care for, and then that person is no more. And you think that is the end of everything. But if you really study, you will understand that death is not the end of anything. That doesn't change anything. Everything stays exactly the same, except that the person no longer has a physical body. In fact, the person after his death, after physical death, is still existing in the same dimension. Nowhere else. He doesn't go anywhere. There is no place that one goes to. Unfortunately, this has never been taught to everybody. So when you come to that realization that death doesn't change anything, everything stays the same except that the person doesn't have a physical body. And most of the time, death occurs due to sickness and infirmity. Now if you love somebody and if you care for somebody, would you like that person to continue living with suffering? Definitely. So death is a good relief. In fact, death relieves the person from the physical sufferings. People in dilemma who have failed lives and who have problems and failures in their life commit suicide. Well, the morality of suicide is a different subject, but I'm saying another type of death. One death is with sickness and afflictions. The other is committing suicide. Now, if that person is not able to, with his knowledge and information and the education that he has, to deal with his failures in life, he commits suicide to relieve himself from the pain. So, do you wish that he continues to live in pain? The only problem is when somebody meets with an accident or a sudden death, like somebody is murdered or something like that. And of course, it is traumatic. It is traumatic not only to the people who is left back, but even to the soul that departs. In the other cases, the soul is happy to leave the body because it is no longer able to deal with the situation in life. So it's happy to leave. No longer there is pain, no longer there is discomfort, no longer there is illness, no longer there is sickness, no longer there is failure, no longer there is judgment from other people. But when it is a murder or if it is an accident, then of course there is a problem. The soul also is a little disturbed. But still, that is so. In all the cases anyway, nothing really changes. The soul that leaves the body ultimately stays in the same dimension in which we live. Let's get a little deeper into this subject. The first question we need to ask ourselves is, are we a soul that has a body, or are we a body that has the soul? Most people believe that we are a body that has a soul. People will say, my soul, my Atma. Okay. No, it's not so. We are actually a soul that has a body. The body dies. And Janma after Janma after Janma, the soul takes different bodies. So it has to leave one body to take another body. The term we use for leaving the body is death. So if you concur with the idea that I am a soul that has a body, so it's like having to wear a new shirt, right? Yeah. Why would you want to wear the old shirt till it starts smelling and gets torn and gets tattered? No, you change the shirt. Of course, you like your clothes. You keep them clean, you iron them, you keep them neat, you get them tailored fashionably. That's how you keep your body. But when it no longer is fulfilling the requirement for which it was tailored, then you discard that shirt. So also when the soul incarnates, it takes on a body. It takes on a body that will fulfill its mission for this lifetime. So when it takes on a body that will fulfill its mission for this lifetime, and that body no longer is able to fulfill that, then what should be the logical thing for the soul to do? To change the body, to discard the body. is no longer able to fulfill the mission. So it discards the body, just like you discard the shirt. And it looks for a newer body. So therefore, if you look at it from this point of view, then there is really no need to be sad, there is really no need to be unhappy, there is no need for pain. There should be in fact joy and celebration. There are certain religious groups, there are some spiritual groups in which they celebrate the death of one of their members. There are even cultural groups that celebrate the death of their members. Yeah? Because they understand and they contribute and they concur with that thought that the soul is changed this body of will at its own will. And because it wants to do better than it could do with this body. So it's for better. And there is no end for anything. The soul continues to exist in this dimension. Now what do you mean that it continues to exist in this dimension? When we study spiritual sciences, we realize that the soul has 4 vehicles or 4 bodies. When we refer to a body, we normally refer to only the physical body. But apart from the physical body, the soul dons 3 more bodies. And in its existence on earth, it operates from all these 4 bodies. Each body fulfills a particular function. Therefore, is referred to as the 4 vehicles of the soul. Because it is through this vehicle it is able to function. So a particular type of function can be done only with this vehicle, a particular type can be done with this vehicle, a particular type can be done with this vehicle. Just like we have different types of vehicles for transportation. Right? If you want to move from one place to another, you will use a car. If you want to move your goods from one place to another, you will use a station wagon. If you want to move heavier goods, you may use a truck. And if you want to really move great tonnage, you may use a rake of the rails, or you may use a heavy duty truck. So it's just like that, different vehicles for different functions. So these 4 bodies are the physical body, the energy body or the etheric body, the astral body and the mental body. Let's go a little deeper. The physical body is meant for action. All your actions, all your doings, undoings, everything is done by your physical body. Without the physical body, you cannot move, you cannot act, you cannot build, you cannot break. All action is done by the physical body. For this physical body to act, it needs energy. The energy is provided by the etheric body or the energy body. The physical body not only does act, the soul not only requires a physical body to act, but it acts out of emotions. For the emotions to operate, the soul has an astral body. The astral body is the body of feelings, sensations, desires, passions, which is a very important aspect of human life. Everything that we desire, everything that we have passion for, everything that we feel, all drives us to do things. We can't act unless we have emotions. And the emotions don't happen in the physical body. The emotions happen in the astral body. These emotions need to be kept under control, because if they become out of control, then they'll drive you crazy. And that has to be done by the mind. The mind, the thoughts and the analysis is not done by the astral body, not done by the energy body, not done by the physical body. It is done by another body here called the mental body. So there are 4 bodies. And it's the coordinated work of all the 4 bodies that makes the human being what he is. How well these bodies are developed, how well they work in coordination, will depend upon how successful or how effective or how contributory the life of the human being is during this incarnation. Okay, so what happens when the soul leaves the body? The soul leaves the body, it discards the physical body. Along with the physical body, the powerhouse was also discarded. So the energy body is also discarded. The etheric body no longer exists because they are one, the same thing. They are different aspects of the same thing. So, but the soul moves into the astral body. It still has the astral body. It still has the mental body. So nothing changed. The soul still has the same emotions. So you think that, somebody I love passed away. If that person loved you when he was in the physical body or she was in the physical body, when she leaves the physical body, she or he will still love you. If they cared for you when they were alive on this earth, they will still care for you. If they were tender or rude, they will still be tender or rude because the emotions are the same. The emotional body is the same. They still operate from the same emotional body. If they were very intelligent, very highly analytical, or if they were very crooked, they were very cruel in their thinking, or very crude in their thinking, they will still continue to do the same. So nothing really changes. The person is exactly the same. The personality stays the same except that there is no physical body. So when somebody dies, all that has changed is that the physical body no longer exists. So why should you feel bad for the person? There is no way to feel bad for the person. You really don't have to feel bad for yourself. You may miss the physical presence of the person, which is very true, because we attach to things. Why a person? We attach to our jewelry, we attach to our car, we attach to our house, we attach to everything. All material things we are attached to. So how much more attachment we have to a human being? Because now the emotion is also involved, the thoughts are also involved, the analysis is also involved. So our attachment is more. That attachment is because we don't understand that there is something that you can still have your attachment without the necessity of the physical body. So once you realize that and once you reconcile to the fact, you have to reconcile to this fact. There is no choice. How much ever you grieve or how much ever you wish, the person who has died will not come back in that same form again. That form's over. That form's dead. Once the body dies, it disintegrates. So it then goes back into the elements. So we need to reconcile, and not like with a defeatist attitude. We need to reconcile because we have to understand that that person has gone to a better plane. Today it does not have a physical body that is sick, that is painful, that is defunct, that is incapable of doing what it was supposed to do, or that had finished its ability to do whatever it has to do. So better that it goes, prepares itself and takes on a better body and does its work still. So if you love the person, then you must wish well for the person. So you must understand that just like the soul still has affection for the people that it has left back, and it still has emotional attachment with the people who have left back. So the feelings and the emotions of the people who have left back also affects it. So when the person was in the physical body, if the person, if you grieved for that person for some reason, will that person feel bad or not? If you cry, if you are grievous, if you are filled with grief, then the person will definitely feel bad. So also it adversely affects the condition of the soul. So the more sad you are, the more you grieve, you are actually causing problem to the soul. The soul suffers because it loves you. And because it loves you, it feels, oh my God, the person is grieving. I have caused grief to that person. I should not be the cause for grief to that person. But actually, that is not the cause, because that is this journey. Eventually, our association on earth is only a temporary association. Our permanent commitment is to the progression of the soul, not to the associations on earth. The associations on earth is to facilitate learning certain things. So, if you grieve and if you don't reconcile to the fact, you are actually holding back the progress of the soul. So what can you do? One, understand this truth. Bless the soul. So every religion has got many ritualistic practices where they do pujas and they do prayers and light candles and light deepams and send good feelings and good wishes to the soul. So that is a good practice. You need not be ritualistic. Heart of heart you can do. You can always think, so everybody who has lived on this earth has done something good and something bad. Is that what you remember? So instead of remembering the bad the person did, remember the good the person did and bless them for the contribution they made to your life. That will help that soul. Because if you think of the bad, it will still affect the soul. The emotional link is still there. So think good about them, bless them for what they did. And even if you think of the bad, the naughty things they did, enjoy it. I mean, they're like among friends. You normally enjoy not only the good things, you also enjoy the naughty things that you did together. So if your thoughts of the naughty things that you have did together is bringing joy to you, do indulge in it. Do indulge in everything that you're sure that will make that soul happy. And that will help that soul to progress.